I'm coding Stark OS, and we're going to be open sourcing that here at We Watch Wall. We're listening to the Bass Rebels playlist, and I just wanted to thank you for tuning in, even if I can see people just look at this stream every once in a while. I ask you to follow us because what is going to come out of this work in the end is an open source operating system that runs on all your machines all at once so that you can use your computing resources without requiring very specialized knowledge of orchestrator services like they have in Docker or Kubernetes. This is just going to bring all that knowledge into and make it user accessible. So a couple of applications that I was thinking of is I could have like an alarm that goes off that is geo-coded, so you can go sound like in front of Parliament or something, and your alarms would all be synchronized, and it would be like a giant speaker. And a live version of that would involve a microphone, like somebody just speaks into their microphone, and 2 seconds later this giant speaker would play out what they're saying, so like a live system. If you look at our website, if you look at our introduction video here, you can see that I've already done the same kind of thing, like an alarm, but for video. So the drone system plays a video across a bunch of phones. And that's cool because you could use it as, you could even use YouTube Live with that, and you could use it to hide in plain sight, supposedly. I just got some good ideas about scaling that image across the phones, so like depending on the point of view that you wanna line up with, you could scale that image and zoom in. So that's a feature that I'm gonna be implementing in the future with this system, and it's based on this distributed database called CouchDB that I've already deployed using Kubernetes in the back end. So if I go to my database, you can see here it's set up as a cluster of 3 nodes, so 3 servers that run CouchDB and they're replicated to each other. This is to enable fast writing and reading from each of the nodes. And I also updated the user config on each of them to manage my databases for me whenever I add or delete users. So what I had to do is set up HTTP server for registration of users, which is this guy, and resources, which is this guy. And what I do in the background is I enable the replication of resources to users and users to the general admin database, which I have to bootstrap here. So you can see all the data in one database, which means I don't have to go look for it in each user's or resources database. So that's what I have so far. I also have this sandbox that I created a couple of watchers for. So I watched this demo package that's just JavaScript right now, but it's going to be TypeScript. I watched this demo package and I zip it and I use PGP, which is encryption, for that package, so I turn it into one file. The idea is to create deployment packages, which is one of these, from that package, from those files, and then on the other side, so my resource will watch these deployments and it will download, and it will also install with npm install. It would install, and then let me see. No, I don't have. These are decoupled or like not working together at the moment. But after it installs, it runs it into the sandbox, which looks to have all the features I need. For example, I can overwrite my process environment and arguments in order to sandbox or protect the environment from the packages themselves. So that's what I have. And what I was working on last time is loading this user entity from my environment here. So I just created this, and what will be necessary is to load this one user from the edge. So the core that does the orchestration, I've already, in addition to these routes that I talked about that use these node registration and user registration, I also have a deployment, so it watches for non-core services. So non-core services can run on the core, but core services cannot run on the edge. And then once I'm done with the edge, what I'll do is I'll port everything, since it's TypeScript, and most of these things are going to be able to be used on the browser as well. And you can see here I already said what type of resources I have here. Sorry, so if I have an enum, so I can share that enum from the shared folder across core edge. So this is like a server environment, and then there's a browser. So I can share those resources in the shared folder, and I can tell what kind of node this is so that it can get deployed with the appropriate admin bootstrapping package. So now I have my user set up, and I'm going to need to have a node set up as well. So let's see. You cannot find the load, then it'll reach out to the server, which I've set up as itself because this is a core, but in the edge it will actually give a host to the Kubernetes or Docker service that I later on will set up so that it can register its node. So that's where I am right now. And I have to start copying over the information. So let's see. So where's my node? Here. So it has config. Okay. So this is the node config that will be downloaded to the node itself. Config mode 0. Okay, so what I've been using to test my service so far is Postman to send requests to this kind of put request registration to my service, to my core service. Okay. So this tells me what I really need for generating this config. Do I have it here? No. Okay. Okay, so first things first, I get to hack together the node user. I don't need this. NodeDB. Okay, so how many characters is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many letters in UUID? 36. Okay, so this is obviously not gonna work. new user username. Okay, so these are 50. Okay. Pass. Okay. Username. Okay. So right now I'm just doing a refactor for my rules of what constitutes a username because I want to have up to 50 characters. Okay. So the node user ensures that it has something. Ensures that it has either a configuration or it registers. So this will be easy. This should be fairly straightforward to update later on if I want to authenticate in order to register. So that's here. So I don't forget, I'm just gonna authenticate to register. It could be for the user too. So that's a cool setting that might come in handy for extra security, but I'm just not going to worry about it, just like I am not worried about this user. I think I have on my notes for the user in my routes. So I didn't do any kind of email yet, or like request to change password, or things like verify email or deleting the user. So for now it's just bare bones, but in the future it should be fairly straightforward to add these settings in, and once I have my core system online. Okay, so back to this. For the user, what I did was I assumed that you have to have these things, otherwise it just doesn't work. Like you don't have to have the password for like the user doesn't have to be authorized, because the password is not mandatory. So, but it loads from config, so you have to have the username and the key, their what's it called, encryption key, which is just another password. Later on, I'm gonna replace this with a public key encryption, so this will be the user's public key. So this is assumed that is necessary, and then for the node user, where's the music? Okay, so if the node user isn't able to load the user from its config, what it will do is it will save a user. So it will generate and save a user. And save it to the config, after which it loads again. So that's today's hack. Oh wow, this used to be dependent on users. Which I don't think is the case anymore. No, because it loads something completely different. Let's see. Sorry. Where am I? So username. I need it for my node user. I need a name and a password. Okay. So I will need a server potentially. Okay, so this is the same idea. I pass in a server. That actually doesn't change. So maybe why did I do that? Pass in my database. In case I have several databases like I did on the core. That's why I did that. So can I work with several servers? I suppose. Later on that might be necessary. Okay. So I pass in the server some argument, whether it's validated, the user that I loaded, and the string. Okay. Oh, I guess I could override this. And then the rest of them, I suppose I could overwrite this just to make it simpler. Okay. So is my state any different? Username. Wow. Oh, okay. So this was there before. Okay. So So when I initialize, I go username, okay. Edge. Okay, so when this creates something or a new one, is it the same as the new user model? It needs the username, yeah. Oh, and I could possibly make this so that it doesn't matter. Do I want that? Yeah, I think I do. Because my user doesn't really care. So this is just the config entity that really cares about what user is my... Oh, but I guess it's all user stuff. So I'm designing right now and I'm saying, is my other user gonna care, like my node user gonna care about what user it belongs to? And the answer is no, so I can get less confused and less lines of code. So if if my result doesn't verify the same way as when I create it, then this dot okay. So, is this the case when I look at this one? Oh yeah. Why name and password? And then I care about username all of a sudden. Yeah, that's not. Node user. Let's see. Node registration. Cool. Alright, so yeah, I was just confusing myself there. This is the node user and it doesn't care about what user node user core. Here. There's another line gone. Okay, so when it loads it checks, it just has one check, not like the other ones. Not like the other user types where it has two checks. Okay. And this user, this dot result. Okay. So these are set up properly. And now I just have to copy these and overwrite them. Constructor is the same. Right. No need for this. User auth. So when I generate this, I have to pass it in an email. That was the only place. Okay. So now all I need is this. Oops. Come on, I didn't copy that. Where is it? What's going on? Come on. There we go. This validates state. So it tries start node name. What's only valid? Okay. I can delete that comment. Okay. So I'm going to try this and catch it. And if I catch it, loaded, let loaded equals false, loaded equals true, and then that's how I understand if not loaded, then this is gonna hack in the whole load from server. So this is gonna save to config. This at the end is gonna go this dot save. And then alright, so once this initializes, so no key, and this is called node name and node password. Okay. This dot init, await, so this awaits for the server, validates the state. Okay, so this initializes and saves, and then I could verify the state, and I'm done. Okay, so all I really need to do is register this and if it fails, then I'll have to retry outside of this, so I'll have to retry this load here, like logically. Okay. So it saves, which means it registers. And the delete will have to be authenticated. Or like, I don't know how I'm gonna do the delete yet. I'm not worried about it. This is something else for the future. But this is almost the final. This definitely won't be for Nano. This is almost the final client that can get registered. And then once I have my users and my client, I can get my Edge node service running. Yeah. So that I can stand up my node and I can watch for pods. That's the next step after I've created my node user, and I'll have to do the same for node config actually. And then maybe I can test these together, which will be fun. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple minutes break. Okay, so how do I make a request? NPM. try promise request. Oh damn. That looks cool. Let's see. Oh, come on. It's not even version 1. I guess. So does it catch 500s?
That's cool. So it seems like this is what I want. Cool. So npm install Axios. Let's see. Okay. So, Axios? Use property of import TypeScript. Let's see. But you won't get typing. Will that work? Oh, cool. This should work. Fingers crossed. Port.
Interact asks, what kind of story do you want your gifts to tell?
When's this commercial cleared? That was really cool.
I got you this one. It's from a local designer. I saw it in the window, and right away I knew it would be perfect for you.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't think of anything, so I got you this tie. Oh, you wear ties, right?
Give gifts that mean $1 million this holiday season. Shop local using Interact Debit.
Are you gonna use paths or URL paths? Path or URL? Node.js. Oh. New URL. Something in there, and then this dot server base. Href? And my path, my route is here. And here. Nodes. This dot r dot yeah. Okay, so this saves and validates that. Oh wait, no. So here is where I test the config. Cool. And then here to do save to config. So if I'm gonna save to this file, I better save it somewhere else. Okay. We call this garbage. We'll just call it backup. Okay. So I'm going to be saving to this config somehow through this package that I got before. Over here. .env. Update .env. What? So weird. What is happening? Okay, clearly. Update.env. See how that works. Update.env. Let's see. Save. Cool. Is that how it's done here? No. Cool. Alright. So this should wait. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, so this should save everything to the file now that I have my node user. And for my node config, so for this one, the node config, how do I do that? I guess I need to be passed in a node user so that I can how do I do it here? This user config, right? So here I just pass it in a user, a node user to be more precise. A node user and the database, I guess. Because once I have my user, I can log into my database to receive my node user. Once I have my user, my node user, I can log into its database to receive my node config. Oh, this is so cool. Node user database, node user, and argument. Oh, cool. Does it have an initializer? No. It doesn't. Wait. Oh, I see. Because my user expects everything. So I can't verify it like that. So I guess my node config has to be the... Oh, this is complex. Okay, so it saves, but then my node config has to report these things as well. And then after I save my node config, then I can save my node or my user. So I gotta do, let's see, mode. So my node config will be the one that's saving. I pass in my node config. I pass in my node config to my node. And I save it. And then my user just goes, yeah, it's good. That's weird. I don't like that. Let's see. I guess it's kind of good because my config saves everything. So because my user actually depends on the config being right anyway. So when I go load, if it doesn't load, then I throw username and mode. Username and mode. So it has to load those. For the node. Has to load the node config. Okay. So it has to load. So maybe in the service I load the node config. And then if that passes, then I load, then I pass in my node config to my user and I load it. Okay. User, just the user. No, node config. Wait, no. I pass in my node user to my node config. No, the other way. I pass in my node config to my user. So it's not the same constructor either. My node config. Node user. So this is my node config. Oh, and I use it here. Let's see. Will it overwrite? Super call. A super duper call? Can I do that?
My voice, we're going to hear from some of the people on the frontiers of the it's important to stay
Super.
and talk to them together. If nobody
How do I call with the same arguments? Call.
plan the word,
Can I do that? My supply.
I just want to myself. I want new headphones. I also want other shoes.
Oh,
Wireless charger. Or a subscription to a music streaming service.
okay, whatever.
A bottle of wine. A car.
Arg invalidate.
Skull fracture. And a few months in hospital.
no one wants that for the holidays.
Woohoo!
I can drive. My message is going to go down the back.
Okay, so I have a server. I have a user config. Except it's not, wait. Node user. Yes. User config. Why are these undefined? Sure. Node config. So I'm going to call it node config. Arg. Okay, so this is gonna have a node config here. Username. Username. So the node config, actually, I'm just gonna do this .r.node config.config. Okay. So this just depends on having the node config loaded, which will be my next one. I guess what I could do, it's not even this one. What I could do is I could use the extending. Where's my extenders? Here? It's just an ellipses inside this object. It looks weird. But okay. This dot node config. Cool. Okay, so I validate that it's configured. The node has a username and a mode. A username and a mode. Then I post it, I put it, and I make sure that I update once my put is successful. So here, I guess I'm going to want to respect this validate. So like this.
That's all the cookie crumbles here. Alright. So I need this node config. Which is loosely based on this one. Now user config. Provision status. Oh, I see. Is this reused somewhere? Oh, look at that. Okay, so my node config essentially doesn't get to look at user config ever. That's a separate one. Provision status on my node. For my node. Yeah, I guess if I was gonna save it locally, I could so it loads. I load it from the database and then I save it only after I load it, because if I save it with just arguments, then okay, so I might use provision status. Definitely don't want array. No. I'm so glad there's two. There's a result. Okay, so result. State. Oops. Okay. So I'm just gonna rename these namings. Whoops. This is in the core.
Okay, is this all copied? Good. No search. Let's see. Core. User config, no. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to make these line up. Let's see. Tomorrow. Okay. So here, I'm just not gonna have a node config or a user config rather. But I do have a user. So when I save this, like this. So how is it gonna replace its status? It's gonna validate state. So instead of initialize here, I can overload that for the node config, and then if I want to load then I load it from the database.
Summer's question is nail polish.
Some of my names are absolutely ridiculous.
I'm Laura Mixon from Every Little Thing, the podcast that answers your burning questions. Like, who needs nail polish? I come up, after surgery, out of anesthesia, and the nurse is drilling me on what my nail polish color is. Find out more on Every Little Thing. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
So if I give it a DB, how would I even do that? So I need to load this from the config through initialize. I guess I could do this too. And then this .arg dot username start username let mode equals JSON.parse if it's false, if it's true, then I go deployment modes dot or if it's false dot edge. So it'll be something else for browser. Hard-coded. Okay, so I have a username. And I have a mode. Yes, and I might have to do my deletes. But do I have multiple load configs per? user config, I guess. Just to double check some stuff. This would be fine. This would be good for using. I'm just gonna copy this and move it to the database side. State. Config. Cool. Password. Name. Do I even have its name? Is it the same as username? Username, name. Okay. So it is the same as the username for this node. Okay. So that's the node user. So that's the node user. I suppose I can leave my state here, but not my new one. Username config. And then defaults. So I don't care about this or any of these. Status. Config, no, not this, not the name, so nothing. And the username can be up to 50. Okay. And the status. I guess I get assigned the status. I get assigned the status. So let's not reinitialize the status, I guess. Do I call it state or do I call it result? Wish I could do a poll. state. What call it? State of results. I guess state is easier and shorter. Okay. State. I'll do this refactor every time I look at a file, I don't really care. Okay. So here, do I have any? No. This I'll leave. Actually, I could fix it. Load. Or add your browser. So I have one of these. Does it default to anything? No.
What's up, Bessie? You want to say something? That you aren't allowed to be.
So this is on username con on the name. Okay. So then my other node config needs a change.
Why?
Okay, so when this loads, it goes through these. I have a database. And I probably could load it from, if I have a database, then I could probably load to do here. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it quits for today just because tomorrow is a long day. Second last day of the year, and I should get my Edge automatically registered. So my Edge node will automatically register based on its own config. Let's see, node user. Yeah, the node user will validate the state, which will fail, and then and then it'll create its own user and save it, which will do the put request and save its own desired credentials after it validates them. Cool. Alright, this is Friday signing off. Thank you to my viewer. Please follow the channel on Twitch. I'm sure you get lots of updates in other ways. See you tomorrow. Hopefully see some registration happening.